In 0.12 I've kind of been neglecting the interchange shopping mall. That is until I need to go and kill Killer for the fucking stylish one quest, which is an absolute pain in the ass by the way. But every cloud has its silver linings. Interchange has some amazing loot, and there's one store that people usually go to, and that is the KIBA store. However, in 0.12, at least on my servers, I have not seen people rush it. Usually there's tons of camping bastards in Brutal or on the second floor balcony watching over the KIBA store, but I haven't seen hardly any of those. And that's probably because they're all camping extract, but nevertheless, it made me think, is the KIBA store shit now? I best find out, right? I've done a few of the Is the KIBA store worth it videos in the past, and I'm gonna update it now because there is so much that could have changed in 0.12, and the fact that no one's rushing it, it's just a telltale sign that something must have gone wrong, right? Well, the trade for the KIBA 1 key definitely has. That's gone from 50 condensed milk in 11.7 to now 60 condensed milk and 10 oat flakes. This trade has stayed at loyalty level 4 therapist, but luckily for you the price of condensed milk has gone down dramatically. In 11.7 it was about 30,000 on the flea market per condensed milk if you wanted to buy them for the trade. Now it's only 18,000 per item, and your oat flakes, they're cheap enough anyway. They're 4,000 on the flea market per item, and you can pull them out of your ass in pretty much any raid. They're so easy to find. So if you were to buy all you need for this therapist trade, you'll be looking at 1,120,000 rubles, which is slightly cheaper than buying the KIBA 1 key outright on the flea market, because that is 1,299,000 rubles. And of course you're still going to need the KIBA 2 key. You can still get that from Gunsmith Part 11 by completing the ASVL modification quest, or you can buy it on the flea market instantly at around 107,000 rubles. So in total, you're looking at about 1.3 million to cover your costs here. So how quickly can you actually make that back? So what I did is I took 2 of my friends for protection and ran straight to the KIBA store and ran straight out again. Then with all the items that I picked up from the KIBA store, I looked at what would make me a vast profit by selling it on the flea market as opposed to traders, and sold everything I could on the flea market. And then what was left I sold to the traders in this order. First was Therapist, because she could buy certain things. If she didn't though, you'd move on to Skier and sell as much as you could to Skier. And then what was left over I sold to Mechanic, and in that order that gives you the most money for your traders. Obviously if you can make a shit ton of profit on the flea market, then do so, because player markets, they always vary, but traders, they always stay the same. So in my first successful run to the KIBA store, I made 376,078 rubles, and that's because a lot of it went to traders. There wasn't masses of profit that could be made on the flea market. I was finding suppressors, the anodized red handguard, and a few other attachments. I wasn't seeing any weapons on the wall though. The next run, however, I did. I saw the modded M4, so I picked that up straight away, and then I found some really nice attachments as well as a base AK-105 in the green weapons crate. And through selling what I could in the order that I mentioned, I made 460,312 rubles. And then in my third run, I made 534,773 rubles. I found a Reap IR, which by the way you can't put in your gamma anymore, so that shat me up a little bit, as well as an RSAS on the wall. So I made pretty good money. Other than that I didn't find much. I found another base AK-105 in the weapons crate, but other than that, pretty low tier attachments. That was all I needed though. Those 3 runs pushed me over the 1.3 million mark. In total I made 1,371,163 rubles just from those 3 runs. And then I was making money. I've paid off both of those keys if I was to buy both of them, and that was me sitting in the green, and everything else was pure profit. But that wasn't enough for me to justify my runs. I had to do it again, because 1, I'm greedy, and 2, I needed to make sure that wasn't a fluke. So the next run I did, I pulled out 432,945 rubles. I found an RSAS on the wall and an M4 on the wall, so that was pretty good. I sold the RSAS on the flea market obviously because it's bloody expensive, and then disassembled everything, picked up a few more attachments, and that's where I got the bulk of my money from. Then in the next run I dipped down a little bit to 396,237 rubles. That's because I didn't see any guns on the wall. There was attachments and a base AK-105 again in the weapons crate. There's tons of them in there. I don't know what's going on. There's just tons of base weapons in the weapons crates lately. And then of course it went up again in the third run, and that was 526,842 rubles. I found both the Flare thermal scope and the Reap IR thermal scope on this run, so that was pretty good in terms of profit. And then I also found a good few optics and a few suppressors, as well as the anodized handguard, so a good bit of money just made on attachments here. And then again, just 3 runs pushed me over the 1.3 million mark. I made 1,356,024 rubles, and that was enough to me to say, that's good, we're in the green, we're making money, I love it, I'm so greedy, because I did it again. And then I was happy I did, because the first run on my third attempt was 625,973. That was because I found 2 M4s and an AK on the wall. It was amazing. There's a lot more weapons on the wall lately, and that is a good thing. As well as a good few attachments and a few suppressors, you couldn't go wrong. And then in my next run I made 572,633 rubles, again mainly attachments here. I haven't seen any armor on the mannequin that usually spawns HMKs, which is kind of disappointing, but honestly, just keep looting all them attachments and you're making some decent money. And then in my final run on my third attempt I made 439,972 rubles. This was due to attachments and yet more weapons on the wall. Those kitted out M4s do spawn more frequently now, and that's a good thing because they spawn with tons of attachments on them. Not only that, but we found a few good attachments including a Reap IR scope, and that's what made our money here. And that, of course it did. It pushed us over the 1.3 million mark. In total we made 1,638,579 rubles, and that was way more than I needed to say, I'm done, I'm in the green. So I left it at that because I thought I found my findings pretty clear. I will say this, I was making similar amounts of money in 11.7, but that was without looting Killer in any of these runs. I let my friends take all of Killer's gear and all of the player gears that we found as a way of saying thank you for protecting my ass while I was going in and scooping up all those attachments in KIBA. And another thing, through looting KIBA in 11.7, I was getting masses of difference between the money I was making per run. I was making 800,000 one minute and 200,000 the next. In 0.12 that's not the case. It's very average and kind of split in the middle quite evenly. I was making about 400 to 600,000 each raid, and that wouldn't differentiate. So in 0.12 it's very consistent. It took me 3 raids all the time to make 1.3 million rubles, and that ain't half bad at all. 6 minutes to 8 minutes per raid, that's perfect. So yes, 100% get them KIBA keys if you haven't already, and if you have them, keep them, because they don't make that much money on the flea market that they used to. One good thing to note is when you're breaking down weapons, there is a quick way to do it now in 0.12. Just right click on the weapon that you get from the KIBA store and click the disassemble button in your inventory. Then it'll just separate all of the attachments into your inventory straight away, and you can sell them to the respected traders or the flea market if you need to. But that's it. Hopefully this video has helped you understand how profitable KIBA is in 0.12 and the fact that you should go loot it every time you're doing interchange, because it's 100% worth it in my opinion. If you did enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button and that like button down below, because it helps the channel out and it makes me feel special. And if you hit that notification bell, you'll be kept up to date when I post videos, and that's always fun too. I'm gonna go have a nice evening with your mum. I will let you know all about it. I love you lots. I'll see you in the next video. He's speechless, mate. You just look so stunning tonight. Give him a kissy then. Give him a kissy then. You may kiss the scav. No. So romantic. I'd like to thank you all for staying to the end of this video, but before I end it, I want to tell you something about Shadow. Shadow is a company I'm working with to promote max gaming PC settings anywhere you are. Shadow is a cloud-based subscription service, and currently in Europe they're offering the ability to pre-order one of their free new tiers of membership, starting at only £12.99. Or if you live in the US, then Shadow continues to offer their regular subscription service for $30 a month. You can play any games, max settings, anywhere you are. If you have a broken down PC, a shitty laptop, or even a Mac, you can still play games like Tarkov in max settings, 1440p 60fps. And this is actually how I record all my gameplay and stream Tarkov at this point in time. So if you liked how the video looked in this video, then check out the link in the description and it will take you to Shadow's website. You could do more research there, and if you do decide to sign up using the code SAMOSH, then you will get a discount on your first month. Thank you everyone for watching, toodle pip cheerio, and enjoy your evening lads.